Yeah, there's a video from Smugglana explaining nose ring theory, which I don't think there's much to it. It's just, if a woman has a nose ring, she's probably fucking insane. And she's probably an insufferable leftist. Anyways, let's give it a watch. Papaya. Ba-da-papaya, ba-da-papaya. Bum, bum, bum. Papaya.
Alright, someone suggested I watch this. We have watched Advocate before. She's a really nice, smart lady. She mansplains everything. Well, actually, womansplains, but yeah.
A woman-splaining, dad-splaining.
She's cool, man. We gotta watch this. The nose ring theory, I have met a lot of women with nose rings. I've met a lot of crazy girls.
Yeah, they're crazy. And they're insufferable.
So,
hey again, guys. I've got a fun one for you today that I think you're going to find interesting. Nose ring theory. And I just know that when I say that, half of you are going to be confused, and the other half of you somehow know exactly what I'm talking about, even if you've never heard of it before.
Chad, have you ever liked a girl with a nose ring piercing?
Not really, no.
Yes. Yes, no.
Honestly, I think in another life, my ex-wife probably would have gotten a nose ring. And then I probably would never have married her, so it probably would have saved me the trouble.
No, yes. My second question is, if you liked a girl with a nose ring piercing, how many mental illnesses do you have?
Yeah. To say nothing of the number of mental illnesses that the woman with the nose ring has. So if she has a nose ring, she's a bull. Damn, that's crazy. Don't know if she's a bull, but she's definitely full of bull.
No, I'm kidding. How many of them had mental illnesses? I can absolutely testify that the girl that
You would need more than one hand. You would need more than both of your hands. And all the fingers on your hands. Count all of the mental illnesses and disorders that the woman with the nose ring has, because that is a plethora. It just is. It just is.
I knew in high school that turned 18, and that summer after we were done with school, it turns out she had some sort of mental problem. Yeah.
No,
I'll explain
I'm
everything
shocked.
I've learned about this theory, show you some
cheated on me,
examples, and
yeah.
then
Well, not
give you my
really
2
shocked.
cents on this whole thing. So, to take you on the journey that I went down to get here, I'll show you the video that I first saw that introduced me to this whole thing.
Okay.
So I'm 24 years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men, specifically, for probably about 5-6 years now.
Okay, well, let me stop you, love. Let me stop you, love. Take out the studs all over your face. Take out the nose ring. Take all of those, and actually, if you really want to speed the process along, just take a giant electromagnet to your face and just yank them all out, and then toss them in the rubbish bin. Yeah, let me grab my 9-volt battery. 3 hands, 14 fingers, 5 feet, 21 toes. Yes, but take all the metal bits out of your face, out of your nose. You can keep the goth girl makeup, cause that and the black nail varnish, because the goth girl aesthetic is actually kind of hot. You know, that is working in your favor. Would smash just on that, but you're going to have to take all the metally bits out of your face, and you're going to have to swear fealty to the patriarchy. You can just watch them doing like that one protest, like, no!
In a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up.
She not only has the nose ring theory,
Gosh,
she
I can't
has
imagine why.
She has the vampire bite teeth, the snake bites, and I forget what this one is called, where it goes through your
septum piercing or something like that.
It's your nose bridge? Yeah. Yeah.
Recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men, seriously. Keep running into the same.
All at once?
issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends.
You have a type, dear. Everyone has a type. Stop kidding yourself.
They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only thing.
Oh,
Yeah, she has a type. If you have to keep going on and on about how I don't have a type, you've got a type. You have a type.
Has the one that goes all the way through. Those aren't fangs. She has snake bites that poke out. I just realized.
That these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting
Those
a lot
are
and trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended.
Yeah, yes, you are. You are probably, yeah. Even Dadvocate here is just like, are you sure about that? I don't really believe you. I'm giving you the side eye to indicate I don't believe you. But the nose ring gives me something else to pull aside from the hair. JK, nose rings are ugly. Yeah, it might be something you can lead her around by the nose, but even then it's like, do you really want to do that? I'd rather just lead her by the hand. Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say that she's at least semi-self-aware of the fact that
she's not.
You know,
she's really
having
not.
Problems, but then
No.
wait, her face too, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, lady. Me too.
Yeah.
The main issues that I've come to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone, like love their partner.
Yes, that face she's making, it's, yeah. She's like, what? Yeah. There's a lot of bullshit that is spewing in between the metally bits and out of this goth girl's mouth.
Gender wars theory, Captain Final Boss reporting for duty. It's just the men that don't know how to love.
Yes.
You're right.
Is it possible, dear, that you're the one that doesn't know how to love? Perhaps you're the one with the warped view on love.
It's sweetie, it's just the men that have problems.
And care for their partner. Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized.
Except you are kind of saying it's all men. Let's just be fucking real here. That's exactly what you're saying. So, like, I'm not saying it's all men. I'm just saying it's all men.
Just for them to, like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't.
Yeah, you don't know.
Men have been going to war.
Thank you for proving the stereotype true once again, that women do not know what they want. They have never known what they want.
Throwing themselves into the front lines, into the meat grinder to protect their country, the loved ones that live there, and somehow men don't have the understanding of love? Like, I'm not saying women don't sacrifice themselves. Like, women give birth, and it's...
But the sacrifice that a man makes and the sacrifice that a woman makes, they are two different things. Some people forget that love and discipline are very intimately connected. Yes. And this is very much what we're seeing here in this TikTok video is a woman who lacks a lot of discipline. If anything, I would dare say that all the metally bits on her face are the clear indicator of someone who lacks discipline and direction in her life. And what she really needs is direction. Possibly even just a man to dominate her.
To take care of children and this and that, but like, it's like both sides. Oh, yeah, it's a two-way street, exactly.
don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life, I'm the most important person in their life, that they would take a bullet for me.
And at the time, that was probably true.
And every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay?
Well, you also get back what you put into it, dear, so this could be a simple matter of you're not really putting your best foot forward here. You're sort of putting everything on cruise control and expecting the absolute best out of the men, while you yourself are unwilling to give your best. We menfolk will give you our very best, but you also need to bring your A game. You're also going to need to step up. And if you don't step up, well, you're not going to have a relationship for very long then, are you? You don't bring your best. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to have a relationship with you. Be married to you, have children with you, have a family with you. No, I expect you to bring your absolute best. And it doesn't involve you having a whole lot of metally bits in your face and a bad attitude. It involves you humbling yourself, realizing that you are part of a greater whole, something bigger than yourself, a family unit, that you have these things called duties, wifely, motherly duties to perform, that you put yourself second, or third, or fourth, or last, in the service of your husband and your children, that you submit to your husband's authority, and that you put the welfare and well-being of your children first. This does not seem like the sort of person that possesses the maturity to be able to do that, or the discipline. As a matter of fact, I think she just wants to make it all about her. There's far too many women out there that want to make it all about themselves. And that is the ultimate mark of maturity in a woman, is when she can stop making it all about herself. There's a lot of women that never get that far in life.
Every single one of them?
Yeah, every single one of them.
How many of those dudes have a lot of piercings and tattoos as well, I wonder?
Good question.
I don't know about you, but when I tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person I care about the most, I show it.
Oh, woe's me.
I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up
Are
is
you,
that
though?
they
Are you
believe it.
really?
They actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and that I'm the person they care about the most. I start calling it.
But then they treat you like crap, and then you repeatedly say that. I'm starting to think that maybe it's the people that you're picking in your life, like...
Yeah, you're either picking horrible people, or there's just something that, I don't know, maybe it's an attitude, maybe it's through your own actions in your daily life with them or whatever, that, I don't know. At some point, there needs to be some introspection to where you start asking, where in all of this am I the problem? What am I doing wrong that I need to address and correct?
Out. I would be like, you do not love me and you do not care about me. Like, point blank,
Let's hear it
period.
out.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue and they get genuinely, offended. They get offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means. And, like, I don't know how to get it across in a meaningful way to them. Like, they just don't listen. And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. Like, that is not what...
Well, people who love each other sometimes do things inadvertently that hurt each other because it's two different human beings. And sometimes in close proximity, things are said, or things are possibly done, that cause offense. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And it takes the two of you being mature adults to sort of talk this out and explain, you know, when you did this one thing or when you said this one thing, that hurt me rather badly. And I just wanted to let you know that. And I wish you wouldn't do that anymore. And just sort of having that conversation of, you know, when you do this, it hurts me. And if you are truly matured adults, you can have that conversation and say, okay, you know what, I'm sorry, it certainly was not my intention to cause offense or to hurt you in some way. You know, if you're two people in a relationship, obviously you love each other. You want what's best for each other. It's like, okay, we will try to avoid this sort of behavior or this action or whatever. And hopefully without it turning into one person having to constantly walk on eggshells.
What love is. That's not what love is. When you love someone, you don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them.
Can I just say how annoying it is to listen to her, because she's saying a lot of words, but they're not actually like... They're not, like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there's a whole lot of yapping and not a lot of substance going on here.
Why is that considered love to you?
This would annoy me so much.
I don't know where it's coming from. I honestly pity them, because that has to be awful, but like I can't handle it anymore, dude.
So in this video, this girl is describing her troubles with finding...
This was what, 2 minutes? Around about 1.5 minutes?
A good
2 minutes, a lot of words to say absolutely nothing at all.
None of these men really have anything in common, but for some reason, in the end, they always end up treating her horribly. And this led many in the comments to speculate that it must be something about her that is the common denominator. And unfortunately, since it's such a short TikTok video and we don't really get much insight onto greater parts of her personality, and she's not very open about what her most major flaws are to figure out why she's attracting such mean men or why her relationships are always...
I think it's already a red flag in your personality if you're recording TikToks and self-reporting like this.
Yes, yes. Truly mature people, people who don't have mental issues, people who are sure of their own identity, they have no need to put up videos like this. They deal with whatever issues they may be having in private, and they don't broadcast their mental illness to the rest of the world. This is very obviously, more than anything, cry for help.
Maybe that's just me. Like, I could not rant in front of a camera that's recording me the whole time. I know that's technically what I'm doing on stream, but I'm not consciously holding a camera in front of my face. Does that make sense? I'm just kind of looking at chat and reading it.
You're yapping about things. You're reacting to things. I think that's a bit different than making a TikTok video about how your dating life sucks because, you know, somehow you just become such an insufferable person. Which is not to say that Smugglana is an insufferable person. Far from it. She is the farthest thing in the world from insufferable.
I think it's different. Ranted us all day. That's not the same! It's not the same! Rage baited again!
Driven to turmoil, people began to theorize, because it's one of the most noticeable things about her, that it could potentially have to do with the amount of piercings she has. In fact, these two comments right next to each other say,
"Don't know, don't care, nose ring theory. The piercing theory is so true." Yes, an excess number of piercings, nose ring detected, opinion discarded.
The piercing theory is so true, with over 700 likes. And again,
I love that it's a black guy and a white guy. It's like a universal...
I don't think that's a black man. That looks like an Asian gentleman.
Universal man thing.
We blokes, we know.
No, don't care. Nose ring theory, with over 12...
Black men shake hand, white men shake hand. Nose ring theory. Yep, they know. Mm-hmm. Transcends race.
So you might be wondering, like I did, what about having a bunch of metal in your face would cause someone to treat you poorly? I mean, sure, the style isn't everyone's type, but these men were...
I would dare say that she has so little respect for herself that she's willing to mar her body, her face, one of the first things people notice about her, with all of these piercings. And if the purpose was to make herself unattractive, she succeeded. Again, if she were to remove all the piercings, take the metally bits out, she would probably be able to find a higher caliber of man. Because honestly, she would just look like a really cute goth girl. And there's a lot of blokes that go for that sort of thing. I count myself as one of them. I mean, what?
Or clearly attracted enough to her to date her, so then what is it that's causing the relationships to not go well? So I decided to look into what these men were referencing when they talked about the piercing theory or the nose ring theory. And this was the top video I found.
Have y'all ever heard of the septum piercing theory?
Uh-huh.
If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about shit. So, this is common knowledge. It's dead ass.
It's actually dead ass true.
It's actually dead ass. Because it says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality.
Yeah? That's accurate. Or just, yeah, their trauma is their entire personality, or it is a physical embodiment of mental illness. It just is. It just is. Right, wrong, indifferent, it just is. So, it's almost like, well, it's very similar to, the kittens that would dye their hair these wild colors, these bright blues and greens and reds and everything else. It's like poisonous frogs. Poisonous frogs are brightly colored because that's nature's way of saying, I'm dangerous, I'm poisonous, stay away. It's the same thing with humans, and especially with people on the left of the political spectrum who do that to themselves. They are saying, I'm batshit insane. Stay away from me. I'm dangerous. Especially if you've got someone with wild dyed hair colors and piercings everywhere and tattoos everywhere. That's somebody who is saying, I am absolute bonkers, and I will probably accuse you of some terrible sex crime that you never committed.
I knew a girl in middle school that wasn't diagnosed with BPD yet. She's the same girl that would draw yaoi in school and then coerced me into getting into it because I'd had no friends. And then later on, I found out that she had BPD. She dyed her hair very frequently and bleached it. She was only 13 or 14 years old.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah, we love her 69. No, dude, I had no friends, man. I was a fucking sad little loser, dude. Coerce, yeah, right, but yeah, I know it's kind of strange.
You're not a loser
to, like,
anymore,
think about
love.
it. And I know you're bullying me and saying like, haha, very funny. Alana's into yaoi. I had no friends in middle school, and she gave me attention. Okay,
I think most people didn't have any friends in middle school. I certainly didn't have any friends in middle school. It was only when we started moving towards high school I finally had some friends. Sort of. But honestly, I think it was around the time that I was moving from middle school to high school. You have to remember this was when we had the Columbine school shooting. And, the big thing that everyone focused on was that the two shooters were, they were considered kind of, nerds and social rejects and whatnot. And the more cynical part of me thinks that a lot of people tried to be my friend towards the end of middle school, moving into high school, just because probably they were just afraid. It's like, in case he decides that he wants to do the thing, we want to make sure that we are spared, or we are the ones who are who are the last to be game overed. Which is not to say that I would ever do something like that. The thought never once entered my mind. I was just as equally shocked and horrified. But honestly, I think that was their thinking. The thinking of a lot of other people who were trying to be my friends back then. And I'm like, bro, you really don't have anything to worry about with me. I would not hurt a fly. You are anxious for nothing. The Sandwich Machine, thank you for the follow.
I can guarantee you that one of y'all got into a fucked up relationship, and I'm not saying a friendship and a relationship is the same, but when girls like this give you attention and you have nothing, I don't know, man. It's something to you and it means a lot, but yeah.
But at the same time, you're entering with a very low bar being set, and the relationship is not going to last. And for most people, the good news is that it only gets better from there. The quality and caliber of women that you encounter will be much better. Grew up in the British education system, had some odd friends here and there, ended up making my current best friend in secondary school during gym class. Well, that's awesome. I wish I could say I had the same experience, but, you know, I have honestly lost touch with everyone from my school days. I do not keep up with any of them. Maybe I should have, maybe I should have made a bit more effort than that. But, it's just the reality of it. But, I mean, that's really cool. And it's quite rare now, I think, to have such a long time best friend, a dear friend like that. I don't even know if young people really know how to make friends like that. Or if they do, it's rare. Anyway.
She's just like me. Dude, I'm just saying, like, when you're 13 or 14 years old, like, and you have no friends, you'll fucking you'll do anything for a crumb of attention. Even if for friends. She's self-reporting, too.
Damn, got the crazy eyes going.
It's dead ass.
It's
dead ass true.
Dead ass.
Damn, straight from the horse's mouth.
I mean, at least she admits it. At least she's willing to admit it. Now all she has to do is lose the nose ring and, let her hair down and just, don't be a crazy bitch. Don't get me wrong, some friends were lost along the way, but still in touch with her on 4. The ride or dies, as some would put it. That's such a good thing. If you have at least one good friend who is like your ride or die, they are worth their weight in gold, diamonds, everything else, worth more than all of the gold and precious metals and fine gemstones in the entire world. I mean, just full stop. You have at least one good friend like that, you are richer than most of the people in the entire planet.
Say straight from the bull's mouth. Because the
cowering.
You get it. And if even the person with the nose ring is saying it's true, I mean, there's got to be something there. And this is just even more hilarious.
There is a there
take
there.
That theory and then reference back to the first video where the girl was making her relationship trauma her entire personality.
Yes.
Okay, that might have been a little reductive. After all, it was just one video. Surely her entire profile isn't like that.
Yo, you guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this is a secret that's been kept from me, okay? I grew up with 3 moms. My mom used...
Yep. That tracks. That tracks. Absentee father. That completely and totally tracks. This right here that we see on our screens with all the metally bits intact and everything. Yes. She would not look like this if she had a father active in her life. It just wouldn't be happening. She would be much more normal and well-adjusted. This is definitely the product of absentee fathers, of a divorced household, and as she would put it, possibly the product of lesbianism.
I knew kids that divorced twice, but damn, 3 times is kind of impressive.
Issues are off the charts.
Okay, sure. I mean, so maybe she doesn't have a dad and has a ton of self-proclaimed mommy issues, but that doesn't mean trauma's her entire personality.
I have psoriasis. Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body looks like this.
Okay, so she...
I had a friend that...
She collects physical and mental diagnoses like Pokemon cards. Or, One Piece cards if she happens to frequent a Cracker Barrel.
That told me a story of their mom getting a traumatic brain injury from like a car crash or something. And they said that in order to get like support and understanding their brain injury, they joined a Facebook group to like, talk to people and seeing what they deal with and how they can treat it. And there are people who unironically make anything their entire personality, and those problems and those demons stick to them. And it's like, oh, you want to go outside? It's like, no, I feel so bad. It's like, well, we could go on a little walk. It's like, no, I'm just in so much pain all the time. It's like, well, I know, but like, everybody has pain. You should go outside and like hang out with your friends. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to go outside. And don't be like, and those kinds of people don't want help. They want someone to like.
They want enablers. That's what they want. They want enablers. And they want the attention and the crumbs of clout that they get with constantly talking about their physical, mental, emotional diagnoses that they collect like so many Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or One Piece cards.
Like rant and bitch to, and it brings down the entire mood for everybody else, even people that suffer from the same type of sickness or disease. I'm not even talking like an able-bodied person getting
There's probably someone that suffers from an even worse form than these people do, and even they aren't as insufferable.
ranted to by someone who has a sickness. It's the person who is suffering from the same disease or something. They want attention. They don't want to get better. Yeah, emotional vampires. It's so sad.
Has a bit of medical trauma too, but I mean, there's more to her.
Nothing normal can ever happen
My
to me.
family
I
like
think I
that, yeah, it's
attract
super
chaos.
sad.
Okay, so attracting chaos, it might be a little red flag, but I mean, there's got to be something normal.
A little
here.
red
Not to be a man
flag?
hater or anything. Actually, no, fully to be a man hater. Full.
Okay, yeah. This is why you attract shitty partners and you can't seem to find happiness with someone else in life, someone with whom you could get married and start a family, because you hate men. And I'm sorry, anyone who does this to themselves with this makeup and with all of these metally bits, you obviously hate yourself. These are not acts of self-love, these are acts of self-immolation, acts of self-hatred. Someone who truly loves themselves and has love to give to other people would not do this to themselves. They just wouldn't. They wouldn't mar themselves with piercings, tattoos, and everything else. They wouldn't have this absolutely demonic-looking makeup. This is all designed to scare off people and to say, I'm not a well person, stay away from me, I'm toxic. You want to attract a better partner? How about you stop hating your partners for who they are fundamentally? No wonder you got treated like shit. You say, I hate all men. Okay, well, I'm sure the feeling is mutual, love. And that's exactly what you got. You ended up sad and alone as a result. Maybe if you learn to deal with your hostility and hatred towards men, and stop actually hating men, you'll find yourself a worthy partner. And a partner for whom you are worthy for them. Because right now, what I'm seeing is, you're not worthy for anyone. Your loneliness and isolation is a self-inflicted wound. And in many ways, it is just that you suffer. This is a lesson that is going to repeat itself until you learn the lesson. And apparently, you are not learning the lesson.
3 strikes and we're out already. Fuck.
Fully to be a man hater.
Oh, okay, I guess she also just doesn't like...
You must be so boring in real life if that's what your personality is, man.
Yes. People will be willing to overlook a lot of things in life. The one thing that they absolutely will not put up with is someone who is an absolute bore. And that is what this girl is. More than anything else, she is an insufferable bore.
Yeah, try 15. No, this was a major one. Sorry, the major third one for me. Dude, I can't imagine.
Man, I mean, you could have brought that up when you were theorizing on why your relationships with men might be going
Sounds
poorly.
like my ex, she had a
I'm
rose
starting
ring.
to connect the dots.
Yes.
Now, when I first started looking into nose ring theory, I didn't think that I would take it seriously at all. I thought it would just be a good laugh. But
Oh,
the
it
more
exists
I
for a
looked into
reason,
it,
dear.
the more I think that it might actually hold some weight, because I did find quite a
does.
number of studies that have strong correlations between individuals with a lot of piercings and tattoos and how they are perceived.
I don't need fancy academic studies to know that it's true. The fancy academic studies are merely sauce for the goose.
And who they attract. This study seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos score significantly higher than those without for sensation-seeking and risk-taking behavior.
Another girl in my high school, I know this is an anecdotal experience, and this is just me stopping the video for like the 15th time. I had a really good
go on,
friend
then.
in school who, as soon as she turned 18, she started getting tattoos, right? And every month she would get a new one, and she'd talk about how she's addicted to getting tattoos. You said you had no friends?
Because she is so numb that she wants to feel something, anything. What it is that is numbing her, I don't know. But yes, these are people that they have become so numbed by... I suppose we could say they've been numbed by modernity. Numbed and disenchanted by modern life and modern society, to where they seek cheap thrills in the form of excess tattoos and piercings, a higher propensity for sensation seeking, a higher propensity for risky behavior, and very, very low self-esteem.
Said in middle school, man. This is high school. I was like 17, 18 years old. I finally found friends. I moved schools too, but that's besides the point. You guys are rage baiting me. Okay, where was I? I was just trying to say that this
chat
girl,
does
she
that a
still
lot.
to this day posts on Facebook about getting new tattoos. I have her on Facebook still, and I occasionally see posts by her. And her entire personality is getting tattoos. No space. Yeah, you'd think she'd run out of space at this point, but like, I guess they're expensive. Yeah.
Yes.
Years. This other study that I found seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos, specifically women, scored significantly higher.
That's the thing, tattoos are quite expensive, and so anyone who has, like, say, sleeves, entire chest covered or something like that, the entire back covered, that sort of thing costs a lot of money. And it's something that, anecdotally, those people I've encountered, they do tend to have, not all, but too many of them tend to have issues with their personal finances. They tend to piss away a lot of their money on tattoos and piercings, and then have very little left over for a comfortable life or even to pay their bills.
For extroversion and assertiveness, meaning they are more aggressive socially. This
Oh my god, she's married to a guy that's very, very submissive and lets her walk all over him.
That's not a man.
Oh my god, I remember reading. Oh my god, this makes so much sense. Oh my god. Oh man, I know this is anecdotal, but fuck. She's putting it together. I know. I was like, does this really need to be a study? Like, I could have told you this, like, with my personal experience, but yeah, she had a boyfriend in high school, and that guy was assertive, and then they eventually broke up, and I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's a high school thing. And then she got married to a guy that's, like, really soft-spoken and, like, kind of lets her do whatever she wants. They have kids and everything, and it's, you know, like, fuck, man.
It's just a matter of time before she walks out on that poor bloke and takes the kids and half of his things. And that's just the sad truth. Men are not really virtuous if they don't have the capacity of violence. Knowing how to use a sword but keeping it sheathed, yes. Knowing how to use a sword, keeping it sheathed, the perfect description of discipline.
What I found in Psychology
kind of a
Today
doormat, I'm not
examines
gonna
how
lie.
people with tattoos and piercings are perceived, and the most popular finding was that they are perceived to be more sexually promiscuous, and that they tend to attract...
Yes, this also tracks. If you're willing to let strangers put sharp objects into your body to inject ink into you, then chances are you will shack up with just about anyone. You will let just about any strange man stick their dick into you. So yes, you see a woman with a lot of tattoos, that is what's known as a loose woman. I don't know if it translates over to men, but it also wouldn't surprise me.
people who are looking for more casual relationships than serious ones. And many other studies seem to point to people with piercings and tattoos having higher correlations with impulsivity and more experience with trauma and adversity.
Well, people who got tattoos back in the olden days, like thousands of years ago, they would quite literally, they would have no numbing and they would pierce their skin with ink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would really hurt. Like, it wasn't like this
painful.
where it's like a needle piercing you thousands of times a minute, right? They would like physically poke them with like a nail and then put ink at the tip and pierce them. Yeah, sailors, pirates, gang members, and that would be like a traumatic thing piercing your skin. A lot
Roughest of the rough.
No, I just studied it. I don't know why. I thought tattoos were interesting. You know, it's funny. I have an interest in tattoos and tattoo art, but I have no tattoos. I thought that was always really weird of me to always admit, man.
Word of advice, love. Keep it that way. Please, just keep it that way. Trust me. You'll be better off for it.
You are from New Zealand? Don't they do tattoos the old-fashioned way? You mean the Maoris? I don't know. I'm not Maori. I'm not Maori. I'm a white person. I'm a Pakeha. Like, I wouldn't know. I don't know.
A study from BMC Psychology seemed to find a strong correlation between body modifications and people who experienced childhood abuse and neglect. And
that also tracks.
Cheese and crackers, what?
This one really stood out to me. This one found a notable prevalence of individuals with a high number of body modifications and borderline personality disorder.
That also tracks.
This is not to say that individuals with piercings and tattoos are all degenerate problem children, undeserving.
No, my brother.
No, not all. But most, probably. I mean, it's pattern recognition, so you notice the patterns. High probability that this is the case. Are there exceptions? Yes. But we don't live our lives and govern according to exceptions. We govern towards the rule. You cannot bank on everything in life being the exception. You have to bank on being the rule.
Has 1, 2... He has 3 tattoos. I don't think he's a problem person. Oh, no? Yeah, I mean, what?
Only slightly a problem.
What? He has 3 tattoos! I get tattoos in the military? Yeah. No, it's fine. What?
Of love. I myself have a belly button piercing and an entire side piece, and I find myself to be pretty well adjusted and have had a lot of success in my relationships.
But again, it's not everybody. It's just like, you know, you see a trend and it's like a pattern of behavior.
Yes.
It's like maybe there's a little bit of a correlation.
Precisely.
It does beg the question, could there be any legitimacy to the nose ring theory, or is it mostly just something that jerks shout at people they disagree with online when they happen to have a nose ring?
Absolutely.
Sitz Mitzlow, thank you for the follow over on Kick. Thank you so much. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah, of course. People get mad at each other and stereotype all the time. What do you mean? We say pronouns in bio and flags in bio, and we joke, but that doesn't mean every single person doesn't have anything valid to say. Are you saying every VTuber?
It's just that, you know, most of their opinions you can take with a grain of salt. And most of the time there's a pattern, and most people fall into that pattern. Most people fit the profile.
Needs a tattoo? No, I'm not saying that at all.
My ultimate conclusion? Probably both. Obviously, even with all of these studies and research papers, you're never going to be able to make a correct, sweeping blanket generalization about every one kind of person who looks a certain way.
No, not everyone. It's something that will work with most. Not all, but most. That's the idea with generalizations. It's not designed to be a sweeping generalization for all. It's for most. It's for convention. And most of the time you end up being right. Most of the time, sadly, you're not disappointed.
In the case
Look, if you've lived long enough, you can absolutely start categorizing people.
Yes.
I'm not even talking about, like, people who are, like, unironically racist and saying, like, you know, racist shit that... I'm not even gonna repeat them, but, like, you know what I'm saying? I can categorize Karens.
Stereotypes exist for a reason, because there's quite often at least a kernel of truth in them. And it is behavior that tracks across certain groups. Those people who are telling you that somehow it's wrong to stereotype or that you shouldn't do that, what they're telling you is actually dangerous. What they are telling you is, if you use this particular survival mechanism that has served humanity for so long, you are a bad person. So get rid of your survival mechanism. No thank you. I would prefer to continue surviving as long as possible. So I will continue to stereotype. I will continue to generalize. Nah, bro, don't dare recognize patterns. No, we can't have that. No, I'm going to recognize patterns. I'm going to continue recognizing patterns. Even if only to spite those people, that it drives them absolutely mad that people recognize patterns. And I invite all of you to do the same.
I can. I have encountered enough Karens in my life that I can look at someone and just assume, very likely, what they're going to be like in front of me when I'm interacting with them as a customer to like a person who's dealing with a customer.
of the first video we watched where the girl is describing her...
I can categorize someone with a facial piercing because I've encountered enough girls with facial piercings in my life that I can be like, oh, you're probably gonna behave like this.
Issues with relationships with men.
It's pattern
We know that
recognition,
people
man.
didn't
I'm gonna notice the fuck out of them. Good. Keep noticing the fuck out of them. If only to drive them absolutely mad. Because ultimately, the only reason they would say stop noticing these things, all they're telling you is tie one hand behind your back and make it easier for me to win against you. No, I'm not going to do that. Get noticed.
at least initially find her very attractive, as she even cites at the end of the video that I cut off that both men and women have described completely falling in love with her. And when I first listened to her story, I wasn't even making any judgments about her physical appearance. I was truly waiting for the other shoe to drop of when she was going to describe some consistent patterns of behavior that might lead to all of this correlation. In her
Look, I'm gonna say it. If you've had many failed relationships and it's always because of the same thing, maybe you should like self-reflect.
Yes.
Just like even a little bit, man.
Just a little bit. Even just a little bit would go such a long way. Asking yourself, where in the equation of all of this am I the problem? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here that I need to improve upon? Where am I getting off course? Well, that's it. That's really all you need to do, and just answer honestly.
her case, I definitely think that being a vocal man-hater was probably the linchpin in the disruption in her relationships with men, but certainly not all women with piercings and tattoos feel that way.
But most women who have dads that abandoned them or left them in some sort of fashion, and they have...
Not even abandoned, but probably prevented from being a part of their lives. I don't think it's so much an issue of being abandoned. It's more an issue of they were barred from being a part of their lives. I think if you delve into their stories deep enough and long enough, you would find out that, no, the dads actually wanted to be a part of their daughters' lives. They were forbidden from doing so by a family court or by a vengeful ex-wife who wanted to use the children as a bargaining chip to attack and pay out the husband. And everyone suffered as a result. The husband, and especially the children. And people wonder sometimes why I say women's rights were a mistake.
have daddy issues. A lot of them hate men because they have that association, and it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Somebody says I hate all men. It's like, I am so sorry that you did not have a healthy relationship with your father. It cuts right through all the bullshit and just to the heart of the matter. It's like, I'm sorry your dad wasn't there for you. I'm sorry you have this unprocessed trauma that you haven't dealt with. But, maybe don't take it out on half the human race. Just because you've got problems doesn't mean you have to make it everybody else's problem.
It's a traumatic experience. You lost your dad. Self-reflection with people like this? I mean, some of them do. Some people get better. I don't know.
In fact, here are some examples of super pierced and tattooed girls in very happy relationships with men.
No revenge because my boyfriend and I have a relationship most people can only dream of and have committed to each other for eternity. Well, as strange as she looks, bro does, I'm gonna be honest, bro kind of wanted life. He got himself the sexy goth girl. Again, it like we said, not all, but most. This is one of the not all. I love being able to love him. Now, you know what? That sounds like a bird that's got a healthy view of men. She got that kiss makeup. That's Gene Simmons would be proud. Honestly, that takes some work there. The spider web motif there near her eyes and underneath the lips. This makeup took some work. So we credit where credit's due. She did a good job. Whoever does the makeup did a good job. And I will give her this. It's as somebody who is a little bit of a based goth girl enjoyer. It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. She looks pretty cool. And he's a lucky bloke there. She seems to have a good attitude. If a TikTok is anything to go off of, that. He kind of won at life. Let's be real. He kind of won. If she's got a good attitude like that, they love each other, and she looks really cool and kind of hot. Bro kind of won in this scenario. He won at life, so good on him.
Holy guacamole. Why does he look like just an average dude that you would play?
He's got to balance out the extreme look. They balance each other out. He's very basic because she has, as far as aesthetics go, she has just sucked all the energy out of the room. And you know what? They balance each other out and they love each other, and that's all right.
A Call of Duty with. best cat dad ever.
Okay, we're getting some beta cuck energy with this, but you know what? Still, they're happy, so we'll give them that.
I'm so in love with him. I've also noticed this too. Maybe this is like a girl perspective thing, but girls that constantly advertise about how wonderful their relationships are on Facebook, they're the ones that have horrible relationships.
Yeah, they're overcompensating. That tracks. But if it's just sort of the occasional post of, you know what, he's a pretty good bloke. He's doing alright. And I love him. You know, the rare posting about the bragging on their partner, that's alright. That's usually when you know that they're devoting more energy to their relationship and they actually have a solid relationship.
I don't know if this is true for, like, guys looking at people's social medias, but I have 100%. This is not, like, a one-off thing, but multiple times. Like, I love my husband. I love him so much. We've been together for 5 years. And next day, they post again, like, oh my god, I love my husband. It's like, do you really need to post every day?
Yeah.
You still use...
We would be more inclined to believe if you focused on the little things. It's like, got home after a busy day. Husband had already taken out the garbage and, you know, swept the back porch. Things were just tended to. And just sort of focusing on the little things. Rubbish was taken out to the big bins and, you know, back porch was swept. Well, hey, woke up to the wife cooking me a big plate of steak and eggs or something. Pretty awesome, that. You know, little things like that, we might be inclined to believe you. But the constant so in love posting, yeah, overcompensating a bit.
Facebook? Yes, unfortunately, my parents are boomers and they fucking love Facebook! I have to talk to them on Facebook because they won't fucking use anything else and I hate it. I love him! Yeah.
What is this? What is this, please?
I'm sorry, doing my pretty boyfriend's eyeliner, realizing I finally feel safe, secure, and loved for who I am in a relationship. I'm concerned for the boyfriend in this situation. I mean, ultimately you do you, but not really the proper thing for the man to wear eyeliner.
Also, it's so funny how they always go for the nerdy gamer guys. But this is what makes the nose ring theory so complex, because if the first video were to be enough to prove...
Yeah, nerdy gamer guys, you can do better. Trust me.
That it's
Cinder posted every day about how much she cared about her friends, so it's an easy red flag. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know, it could be.
accurate, then all of these other videos should be enough to disprove it, right? At the end of the day, the nose ring theory is just that. A theory. An idea worth discussing. Is it true that people with a lot of tattoos and piercings tend to be a bit more rebellious,
a viable
chaotic,
game theory at
and
that.
traumatized? Yeah, probably, but does it make them inherently undateable?
I think this... I might get a
Well, these particular examples that we found are probably undateable, yes.
lot of flack for this, but men who have hand tattoos, likely traumatized. And this is coming from someone who had a grandpa that had a lot of knuckle piercings, knuckle tattoos from the army. Like, he had the knuckle, you know, the words on the knuckles. I don't even remember what they were. This was a long time ago. He's passed away, but Charlie has a hand tattoo, though. I don't know, maybe he has trauma, but he doesn't talk about it because he's a boy.
Yeah, most critical, he does have a lot of tattoos, doesn't he?
Social standards tell boys not to talk about their traumas, unlike girls. I don't know, maybe. Just saying.
No. Some of them are. Some of them are
Yes, we handle our trauma the proper way by drowning it in alcohol.
absolutely undateable, but not all of them. As with most things, it's a case-by-case scenario, and it's always more important to pay attention to how a person behaves or what they believe in than it is to try and find secret clues in how they look or dress. Anyway, that has been my analysis on nose ring theory. If you liked my coverage, please drop a like on the video, consider subscribing. We are so close to the big 500,000, the big 500,000 subscribers, and drop any comments that you have on the subject down below, because that also helps
her,
boost me
man.
in the
She's
algorithm
awesome.
and grow my channel.
She's
and if you
good.
want
I've absolutely seen videos from her.
Consider joining my Patreon at patreon.com/thedadvocate.
Equal shared parenting, healthier relationships. Wow, this lady's nice.
For early access to my videos,
stable
exclusive content, and exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the very end. I will catch you in the next one. Until soon.
Go check her out, chat. We've seen her videos before. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Rare Woman W. That is not true. We have watched
I don't know.
many girls make videos. Feminists hate this one trick. Yeah, being a nice, kind person. It's crazy.
Doggo. On the kitty. And oh.
I know how to wake up a girl with a nose ring with a 9-volt battery. Yeah, did you get punched in the face too? She's already at 500k? Holy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check her out right now. Chat, like I said, there are exceptions to the rule. Not every single person.
Yeah, but the exceptions are rare.
Who has a nose piercing or has hand tattoos as a man has issues. But a lot of them do. A lot of them.
Too many.
Yep. Not every VTuber has mental illness, but a lot of them do, okay?
Yes. I've dated a few.
People can be nuanced and different. All guys are saying I can fix her. The same thing happens to girls that see dudes with freaking neck tattoos and face
everybody,
tattoos. They can fix them too.
Everybody's got the attitude of, I can fix them, I can fix them, I can fix it. No, you can't. No, you fucking can't.
Others are equally as guilty for thinking they can fix someone when in reality they need to fix themselves.
Yeah, fix yourself first. Alright, that's good. Links in chat, everybody go check out the video. Give it a like. Subscribe to Smugglerana. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. If you have any thoughts, questions, or ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. You can also follow me on Twitter @LordRexworth for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. And if you want to support the channel, check out my Coffee or Throne pages. Links are in the description. Finally, be sure to visit LordRexworth.com and follow me across all platforms. That's LordRexworth.com. Until next time, I wish you all the best, and God bless.